gentlemen in the mix.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the Wednesday stream where we're just looking at, Bitcoin to start it off and catching a little fall through after that bearish engulfing candle yesterday. I guess the unfortunate event that would be occurring in 51 minutes, if all stayed the same or lower, is Bitcoin sellers will be recapturing the price back below that 200-day simple moving average. Very unfortunate. Not the biggest thing in the world, but typically want to be up above that level, as they had already reacted to it positively into negatively. So that's where it's kind of like, oh boy, here we go. And yeah, the idea of possibly, maybe, right, a seller could have an argument of Wyckoff distribution in its final phase, where you've already committed one point, a last point of supply here, and another last point of supply. Like that's like the last characteristics of the Wyckoff distribution schematic, and just getting ready for a markdown going into phase E. I hope that's not the case, but until we get data that would contradict that, we kind of maybe should start going with that until maybe we're making a higher high than 114, 116. It's not happening. And then if you look at total real quick, I mean, total just straight up, man, is trading below. I mean, I know there's this support right here they're trying to hold on to from August 3rd, but just the main ones back from December and, you know, last year, January this year, that's, I think you're below the inflection zone. You closed like right at it yesterday with the bearish engulfing, but the problem is a bearish engulfing candle is nothing burger until there's confirmation with follow through. And this candle we are receiving today is that follow through candle, and it's a follow through candle that will be confirming a close below the inflection zone that we would prefer it to be above if you want a bullish argument. So just, yeah, right. Just think about the lower highs have come in locally, right? Less market participants involved with the crypto market cap, the crypto market itself, October 21st than we saw just October 13th, 1 week later, after maybe possibly up thrust after distribution. So I just, you can just only practice caution here. The problem is, right, Bitcoin might be okay, bro. It literally might. It could just be, we're misreading things, man. It's all right. It's going to be okay. We're going to recapture all these levels and we're going to moon, right? But the problem is the way the lesser than smaller cap cryptos look. They just look like they've looked before they collapse. And dude, there have been times when we're here and they look like they're about to collapse. We have committed live streams to them and they end up crashing and collapsing. And it's just, you just have the same looking price action correlation to the same levels after a major liquidation event where Binance and CZ have virtually killed crypto, because trust is gone now. No one would trust crypto now. But that's a big part of it, trust. And when you have exchanges doing what they did, what, a week and a half ago, sorry, man, it's going to take a long time before any new money wants to come into this market. And the problem is we don't have any sort of Sam Bankman fraud. You know, we don't have money printer excess, right? We don't have leverage. We don't have tons of loans and all that. We don't have that right now. We talked about yesterday the market in 2021 where crypto had its 1929 moment. We do not have any characteristics like that anymore. So where 2021, you know, cryptos were on steroids due to leverage and fraud, you are now natural. Good luck. So just, you know, you can look above the 4 hours, a little different inflection points. Yes, I get it, man. All right, they're holding on, dude. They're really trying here. But it's just context would be this high and this high. You think about the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. I mean, it's not a big deal because it's the 4 hour, but such a lack of demand on this last point of supply, liquidity grab, they couldn't even test the 200 moving average as they did just on the 13th. So some distribution evidence is there on the daily, the 4 hour. You can see it from one high, a second high, and now below 200, below most inflection points that are important. 109,358, 112. Those are the biggest ones, and most recently they were regarded as resistance. So
Shrimp Anonymous dipped $25. Refilled some Saudi Quantum ARQQ 33.69. Take a gander please and thanks good sir. Wait a danquine time.
Shrimp Anonymous, what's up, dude? Thanks for the 25. Well, we'll certainly look at that, all right? I'll do everything I can. I'll use all my powers, all my skills. Thanks, dude. Yeah, unfortunate here, right? Or it could just be we're staring into the abyss. And I'll just show you, okay? Because, like, people, what are you talking about? Like, what is... It's very simple. Very simple. I lost hope when that third valley failed so fast. Double cracker, man. What's up, dude?
00 cracker tip $25. Chat. Bow to your sensei.
Gosh dang it, sorry.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
Adios turd nuggets to crypto. I mean, that's pretty much it, man. So, we'll show you. Thank you so much, Double Cracker. I really appreciate the contribution, dude. These trying, troubling times. One sec. I'm pulling this up. This is just the issue. My problems, man. It's right here. It's like you had a buying climax, an upthrust, then you had an upthrust after distribution test. That's 1, 2, 3. One high, a higher high, a slightly higher high. Gosh dang, dude. I mean, that's perfect on the top side, right? High, slightly higher high, highest high, and reversal straight to the bottom. And now you have right here, you're hitting the bottom of the trading range, rallying, last point of supply, sell off, and another last point of supply, liquidity grab yesterday. And you're just like right here. You're just hanging out right here. And so what that means, like, so if you're going to break the trading range, you're kind of looking a little bit like maybe 106, if not breaking it already, you know. I would say you're pretty much 107.4, maybe 106.6. It's kind of nebulous. I would think like the strongest level, the end is going to be 106. I think that's kind of everything at this point. So it maybe isn't perfect by any means, but I think CZ might have killed crypto for the foreseeable future anyway. Maybe not forever, but for a while. You're not going to get any new market participants in crypto. Crypto. I'm not talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not crypto. Sell off on Bitcoin, if it is bad, if it does sell off, oh my God, it goes to 100K. That's incredible. Bitcoin's still at 100K in 2025 after all this crap. Phenomenal asset. Price is not relevant on Bitcoin. I don't even care if it goes to 92K. Still amazing. But it's the rest of the market that is the problem. That sucks so bad. Okay, so here's Ethereum. Oh, our cutoff is below 39.50. I just don't see how you have a formal argument on the daily to own the asset with this situation where you have a lower high than the previous high. These two highs are lower than the highest high at this point, and now a new piece of data is locally lower high than previous high. And all of a sudden, you have that disgusting potential wave structure. Gosh dang it, man. They're just doing it to us. And it's like, we can't, 78% lower high. What happens after that? Typically, 1272 minimum. The butterfly. It's not a big deal. 1272 is only 3,300, but that's just the beginning of the pattern completion zone. On butterflies, the pattern completion zone is very massive between 1272 and 1618. So things got bad. All of a sudden, you'd be playing freaking TA Tetris. Oh, God. I hate it, man. I freaking hate it. It stinks. Purple for butterfly because it's feminine. A 1618 takes you to a perfect 3,000. It would be perfect. I mean, it would be literally Tetris. That's your next support below 3,500 anyway. So that is just the local wave structure that is being painted right now. And and am in no way happy to talk about it, because I'm just starting to see it. Because yesterday and today, you start seeing, yesterday and today's price action, these candles are giving us that lower high, that C point developing. So if a C to D wave was to come in here, it would make a lot of sense due to the price action we have received, where they've confirmed less than before. You've rolled over, you're making a lower high than or lower low than the previous low. Now we're lower high than previous high. Now another lower high, more of that last point of supply stuff like Wyckoff distribution. But my God, it's an ugly potential wave structure. You don't want to lose 36.78. That's the bad action magnet move. So you just got to pray to God that Bitcoin holds here, and it's just all a bad dream. But I'm just saying, technically, Ethereum looks terrible on the daily right now, trend-wise. Weekly, it's kind of holding up. It's all good. But the thing about the weekly is it could go to 3,000. It's still great for potential. It just might be 2026. Deeper into 2026 if we're going to rally. I mean, because, right? Yeah, see, losing. Got to understand, losing 39.50 on the weekly is what you would consider a false bullish breakout at this point. The downside potential is $3,000 here. That's your target. Until they recapture 39.50, your target's 3,000. That's all I can say about it, okay? It's just kind of like hands off Ethereum if it's below 39.50. If it gets above 39.50, you might have a reason to own it, but just not right now as it stands. And you know what we were talking about on these altcoins. I mean, Ethereum's a mild representative of bad, where you've got some that are just like, if there's not even a way anyone could in the world present an argument that is bullish on some of these S coins. Okay, so XRP down 2.8%. More of that very bearish stuff going on. Okay, very bearish. The high that virtually tested, right? The liquidation crash event, then they rallied it just to go back test 265 as resistance if they even did. I think they missed it by a penny. Not good. Sell off. And they rallied it for a few days. And such a lack of demand on XRP that the buyers or the market participants are unable to push the price of the asset to test that 200 again, as they did even October 13th and 14th. They can't anymore. So that's like SOW, sign of weakness. And we know, given enough time below 265, there is nothing here till 190, 196 for a retest. So, like, right? There's not even an argument or any controversy. It's just bad. Real bad on XRP. Until we get new data that presents itself. So I'm sorry, man.
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
But yeah, Bitcoin's holding, dude, for now. Yeah, Asia's holding it. Yeah, they're giving you some false hope, maybe. I hope, dude, I hope Bitcoin holds. I do. I hope it holds. I hope this lower high, lower low, lower high is bullcrap. That'd be wonderful. I've seen fake outs before. This would be the level where it fakes out if it did. We discussed on Sol, you're just waiting for 160. Due to the price action we have received at a key inflection point, right? They upthrusted through it. They lost it. They reconfirmed. So that's an upthrust. They confirmed the upthrust is real. You're rolling over. Going for another test of that 200. You're not going to be as fortunate. You keep testing it. Again, looking left, there's just really not much here. I think you're just waiting for 160. Local lower high. It's more of the wave structure stuff. It's just like Ethereum right here, where you have an X and an A and a B. Oh my God, it's an 886. Lower high, and that C point, that lower high, a perfect bearish back test of 198, top of the inflection zone. I mean, perfect. Rejected. Traders settled up below the entire zone that yesterday. So 1618 is it. So I mean, 160 is you're on deck. But if the wave structure was to play out completely, you're looking at like 142 because the 886 and the lower high and the context, the lower highs, lower lows. This is a bearish wave structure, and now at least a midterm downtrend where the uptrend was broken. No longer doing that. Okay, so downtrending, and if you wanted a harmonic to complete, it's like 142. So all I can just say is just practice caution on this market right now, because the wave structures and the shorter term, mid-term price action and waves are not good right now. It's like lower highs, lower lows consecutively. You got to be able to identify a trend reversing, and it's been going on some of these. So BNB, oh, it's up 1%. Yeah, dude, CZ stole everyone's money. Yeah, what do you think? He can do that. They've been doing it, man. So it's mild day today. It's up. Go figure. Nothing else is. Dude, these guys, man, what they did to crypto, you can't forgive them ever for this. $1,000. That's the target. Just waiting for it. If macro sells off, it's easy 1,000. After that point, if they lose that, then you're 900. Well, let's just say maybe 944, that swing low from September 25th now. 944 and then 900 after that. But, yeah. Go figure. They're up today. Oh, yeah. Nothing else, though, man. Maybe Tron is, too. Oh, did Kadena, did it recover today? Those are your big cryptos. Real good, right? Real good. And total, we need to recap. We need buyers to recapture 3.62, 3.67 immediately, or we're screwed. That's just the threshold for we're screwed, we're Kangs. Kangs above 3.67, screwed, peasants below 3.62 trillion. That's it. It's very simple. And again, it's just more of that. It could be wipeout distribution at this point, and it's just like you've got last point of supply, and now you have like really strong evidence of last points of supply, like aggressive distribution in the short term after the largest liquidation event in crypto history. Yeah, dude. Yikes. That's new price action, man. These are pieces of data these errors are pointing to. Do not ignore them. But bro, it's crypto. Come on, man. Same weakness all over the place. Hey, remember we were talking about Cardano yesterday? Could be a great short opportunity. We talked about the trading plan for it. It's still phenomenal. Like, you got some good fall through today after the bearish engulfing candle, and the sellers closed the price below 64.7 cents. Fall through, you'd be up 3.42% now unlevered, and there's a stupid downside potential.
Set up for right now?
I mean, in crypto, shorting Cardano. Short Cardano or mini S coins that are correlating negatively to these key levels. Yeah. Thanks for the 20, Charles Gnarly. Right, the first target, if this was going to roll over, you're waiting on 51 cents, 46 cents, 41 cents. 3 targets down here. That's it. This argument would be completely invalid if buyers ever recaptured 69 cents. But even if they recaptured 69 cents, that's maybe where your stop is. That doesn't make things bullish. That doesn't reverse the trend that you're reestablishing right now, which is down. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Lower high, largest liquidation event in crypto history, lower high. Technically, lower low on the candle close. Lower high, bearish back test. It's more of that wave structure stuff. Bearish wave structure. Good God, man. We go to random cryptos. Y'all want to go to random cryptos? Avalanche. Remember, this one looked terrible. That's already alert went off on this. Oh, yeah. This is short on Avalanche. My God, like the downside potential is so massive here. Like, to imagine wanting to own this asset below $20. Oh my God, man. I mean, I think minimum 15, 13, maybe even 10. Yep, that is perfect. Perfect.
I'd kinda want to short coin if we can't hold 320.
Infinite Paradox, thanks so much, dude, for the 20. We will we'll look at coin, all right, whenever we get there. Thank you, dude. Dude, they're rallying Bitcoin off support again, man. All right, well, you have the work that has to be done. Like, this isn't good enough. Just because they're holding here. Like, you have to take out 114, you have to take out 116. There's just too much that has to be done. So you give me data on Bitcoin that presents a price above these levels, then the argument will change. We might be okay, but that has to happen, and it's not yet, just because they're holding this last level. Yeah, they're possibly keeping this propped up. CZ, they may not have enough yet. They may not have offloaded their position of all these scams enough yet, so they might have a buy wall here propping this up so they can keep selling these scams like Dash down 8%, Casper down 4+%. I mean, many of these S coins trading way lower percentage-wise than Bitcoin itself. Yeah, because they know once Bitcoin's buy wall is gone at 106, 107, bye-bye everything. So they're just maybe protecting themselves. You kind of have to look at the market like that. That liquidation event proved, I mean, virtually the collective crypto market is just Binance. Artificial buy walls. They are the market makers of everything. No one else owns this crap besides them mainly. And the devs of these dead coins. So we look at I don't know, dude, Coin. I'm just looking at coins, dude. That looks so bad. Oh my God. There's nothing here. Dot's just in no man's land, waiting on $2 again. What about GRT? Remember it went to 0 or close to? I don't know. Yeah, this is Coinbase, not showing Binance. Lowest high. You're just waiting on 5 cents. Well, maybe 5.1 cents.
Thoughts
whatever.
on GM?
How's this off? They changed it. They moved it. GM did well. I mean, it pumped yesterday. And I figure that's probably why Tesla's down. Tesla got murked on earnings. Well, it wasn't even earnings. Earnings was nothing burger. But then once Elon gets done speaking at the conference call, this thing started rugging. It's down 4%, which is kind of mild because last earnings they were down over 8%. So yeah, dude, they're not great, man. Not great. I guess if above 400 you're fine, but yep. Yeah, so just GRT, man. Like, look at this price action to key levels. It's beautiful, actually. It's so perfect. Such TA respect, but yeah, you got lower to go, man. What's ICP? I haven't even looked at this. I don't even know. Look at the bearish back test before it collapsed. It's beautiful. Now you're just sitting at, oh yeah, all-time lows here. Good luck, man. Why would they hold? Who's holding it? It's just Binance Coin. They're the only ones that are like protecting this level. No one else is. Don't be fooled by these jokes. Oh, look at INJ. Is it doing all right, man? I know. I'm going for the lowest daily candle close since April. There's nothing really here. Kind of a support, I guess, from March. I'll just be waiting for 637, 596 down here, way lower. It doesn't matter what coin you look at. Casper coin. Dude, this one was different, bro. You don't understand. Okay. Yeah, you're delusional. You're out of your freaking mind. Key levels from 2023 are now being regarded as resistance for the first time, as they were once support in just March of this year. Just get ready, man. Get ready for 3 cents again. 2.6 cents, way lower. Send these scams back where they belong, which is near 0. You go on. I could look at S coins all day. How about Pepe coin? Dude, Pepe coin was the store of value. It was the chosen one. Well, at least you got support zone. At least you're sitting there. But what happens when the support zone just gets wiped out? I mean, it could be all the way back down to whatever this is. Like the way it look, I can't even. It's less than a penny. That support, man. Yeah, you're gonna long this. Good luck. Kadena, let's look at it one more time. Did it keep going? Certainly it couldn't go any lower, right? Oh yeah, it's down another 25% today. Yeah, these guys, they went all in or something right before the largest liquidation event in crypto history. They got liquidated. And apparently they went all in short after and to make their money back. 7 cents currently trading at. 7 cents, far too expensive. Fresh all-time low today. They took out the liquidation event lows, where at one point during the day, the asset was down 83%. They took out the lowest point of that day today. What a darling. Doesn't really matter where you go, man, in crypto. It's kind of the same. Same stuff. VeChain, yikes, dude. It's just an old level that had been support for so long. It's now being regarded as resistance. 1.7 cents. Like the harmonic played out, underperformed, and just a bunch of lower highs. The distribution continued, then the lower low, then the lower high bearish back test, and another one. All right, I just wanted to give you an update on that. I know people don't really care because these things are just scams. And there's not enough liquidity anymore for them to do anything positive. Not really, unless it's just a lotto ticket. Like, hey, man, this one whack-a-moled. It pumped. We'll go to the real market where real money's made. Okay, what happened today on the S&P 500? Pull back. Whatever, down 0.5%. Everything's just, taking a break. Now you're just starting to think, all right, they still haven't made a higher high than the previous high yet. Even with a nice rally, you haven't done it. So earnings season's coming up. In the next 2 weeks, it's going to be a lot of earnings. I mean, so down 0.5%. Nice. They've been scams for years, Steve. Big bearish engulfing candle today after intraday and record close yesterday. So whatever, down 0.71%. Probably Apple. Apple was down 2% or so. Oh, all right. Still in the channel. Looking all right. Just down day. Probably gap to fill at 46,164. For sure there is. So, okay. Dude, Bitcoin went positive, man. It's power hour. Asia's waking up. CZ, they're getting you, man. Oh, yeah, they want you to buy right here. Yeah, dude. They're defending support after putting in the evidence. It's just showing like way less than before a couple times. I mean, like NASDAQ, it was nasty, and then they recovered it really well. 22.5 was the low. Only down, maybe down 0.93%, yet not a higher high, still a lower high. And back below that swing high of 22.8 from September, closed below it. So you can thank probably Tesla for that today. Tesla, Amazon, I mean Apple. You can thank, Meta didn't do much. Google's down a little bit. They actually closed up 0.5%. Yeah, Google, I think the only positive one of the day. So, of the Mag 7. IWM. All right, back in the channel. Unfortunately, back below the key levels. That old all-time high from 2021 and 2024. Yeah, so whatever. If you begin to correct 238, 234, you're still good. Like you're still uptrending massively. It's just kind of like 1, 2, 3 peaks locally. They're trying, and yeah, maybe people just taking some profit. Who cares? Give us a higher low at some point. No matter how far this falls, it's all good for now. I don't think you're in real trouble until maybe you're breaking 230. That's how good things have been on the IWM. Gold sold off again today. You did have a bearish engulfing candle confirmed today. It was confirmed. Lowest daily candle close since October 10th. Who cares? 12-day lows on the close. But at one point, it was kind of like, whoa, man, this thing was down 2+% after a 5% drawdown the day before. Still tons of volume coming in the past 4 days, man. So you wonder, like, after maybe high volume, after a run like that, it's going to be, it might be time to begin, a consolidation structure that could last for literally 4 or 5 months. It might be time, right? Because you do it over and over and over again, over and over and over, the whole way up. Structures developed, rectangles, diamonds, ascending triangles. Who knows what's next? But yeah, maybe it's done for now. The high volume could be signifying that, a short-term top sin. I'm not saying like the bull market's over. I'm just saying like it might be time to consolidate for a while. Like, who would blame it? The only people that would be blaming it are like these scrubs that are like sitting in lines trying to buy spot price gold at over $4,000. Like, how stupid. Like, those people deserve to lose because gold has existed for 6,000 years. They were never interested in gold until it was $4,000+. That's like, yeah, you need to lose money. You need to learn a valuable lesson. If you don't, you're psycho. You're crazy. Continue to make those mistakes. You will always be poor. Zero-sum game. All right, silver, it was pretty flat yesterday. It was down a little bit, less than 0.5%. But that's a follow-through candle because the bearish engulfing candle was before it. So holding on to 47.91, which is what? An old all-time high, or maybe an old peak, old candle close on the weekly. Yeah, this is a weekly all-time high close from May of 2011. They're trying to hold on to. To lose that, there's really not much. Yeah, there's nothing at all till 44. So you could almost book. To lose 47.91 is equals 44.18. And that would be fine too. That's not a big deal, man. Not a big deal. The volume that came in on the sell-off is astounding. Okay, you're seeing the highest volume at this peak in 3 years plus. So yeah, just nothing to do here. Wait for a consolidation structure. All right. Let's look at these Mag 7s real quick. The quantum computer sector got wrecked too. About time. Yeah, these speculative smaller caps, kind of bubble-esque subsectors. Yeah, they're finally catching the asks when there just were no asks for so long, right? Okay, let's look at the top gainer, Microsoft, up 0.5%. Very nice. Highest daily candle close since October 9th. And that idea of maybe they're confirming a bottom here more than before. It's all right. Up 0.21% after hours. And this could continue leading up to earnings, which is October 29th. Not too far away. That's next week. That would be 7 days from now. It would be the 29th. So Wednesday of next week. So they might run it up leading into that. And who knows after that. All these earnings are going to be coin flips. Tesla was a coin flip today. IBM was a coin flip today. They both landed on heads. Tails never fails. So didn't go well. Google was up 0.5% today. Very strong after that OpenAI news where they launched a browser. But I'm not kidding. Right here, this day, August 20th, go back and look at the news cycle. It was the same news. I don't understand what happened. Like, oh my God. Or maybe it was this candle. It was one of these. I remember vividly because in this trade, it's like, what was happening? It's like dumping and nothing else is. Oh, OpenAI, same thing yesterday. So it was really kind of nothing since we saw Google close higher than yesterday's close. So they just can't break 256, man. That's tough. Today they tested again. There's just supply. There's a sell wall set up at 256 because you know what happens above 256. Price discovery recommences and we go, who knows? Who freaking knows? That's still trading above the 1618, which is insane. You wonder, is it double topping? It could be double top. My God, the divergence is definitely there. Here's your highest high ever hitting that 1618 first time, and that RSI is freaking 90 plus, and you're hitting the same price again with just ridiculously lower levels of relative strength. That's bearish divergence class B, and you did lose the bullish control zone today on Google. So, but these buyers better break the sell wall soon at 256, or you are staring into the face of what could be considered some buyer exhaustion, which again makes all the sense in the world, just because the trade setup entry was like 170. The exit target for was 248. You are, what, $2, $3 higher than the exit of the trade setup, and you've been that way since September, 5 weeks? I would say that was a pretty good exit for a position trade from the summer. We got about 15 minutes to go till the daily candle close in crypto. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit that like button, the bell, that sub. Be sure to join the Discord if you haven't. Free to join. Educational resources, just the source material if you're looking to get your feet wet into swing trading, position trading, risk management in any way. We're there. So join it or be destroyed. Meta up 0.02%. Just testing this level, man. You might be onto something. We might be in good shape. We might be okay if they can just break 736. But you've got that looming earnings next week, same day that Microsoft reports. Meta does too. What are they going to do, man? They're just testing past 2 days, testing a gap, and they're testing the old all-time high from February. About the same position Bitcoin's been in, where no yield for the year 2025 unless you were buying up the bottom. Just saying. If you bought February 13th, you held to today, nothing.
Carl tipped $25. $GME with the 4 hours Japanese candlesticks? I see an inverted hammer followed by a hammer.
Oh, you do, huh? Thanks, Carl. We will certainly look at GameStop. Dude, you're getting a GameStop. Well, that one had the M shape, the shark, and the type 2, and it was still making higher lows, but I haven't looked at it in a minute. We'll have to do that. Thanks so much, dude. Really appreciate the ongoing support, all these streams. I see you, man. Thank you, dude. All right, so Meta, Crossroads. Don't you dare break the level and then reconfirm the validity of the level that was once resistance as resistance. Again, they did do that, confirmed. So you just hope there's no follow through to the downside after the bearish back test a couple times. You better hope this isn't a bearish consolidation structure, because the downside's back to 691. The issue with Meta is even if they recaptured 736, you could still just be in the development of a really bearish wave structure, consolidation structure, where they take this thing up and you make another lower high, and all of a sudden you have to worry about the rule of three, the 3 falling peaks. Like they just give you another 886 retrace, and it would just start reminding me a little bit of what Apple saw way back. It was one of these tops. It was right here. Yeah, right here. You got to be concerned about something like this. Oh, God, they take it all the way up, man. That's how you get the most exit liquidity. These unstoppable runs that just happen to stop at the deepest retrace. So I just hope we're not working on that with Meta. I hope not, man. Don't do it. Don't you do it. And that's the problem. Like stuff like Bitcoin. Like you can't even consider Bitcoin's a full-on long-term uptrend confirmed until they virtually make an all-time high. Like Bitcoin has to break like 126 to be like, oh, we're back. The trend is finally our friend again. Yep, you got to break all-time highs. That's a lot of work, man. We're at 107.5 with local lower highs evident. Okay, it's not an opinion. They're just there. And then lower lows to boot locally, with some sort of buy wall set up probably by CZ and his goons to offload the remainder of their scam coins before they let this thing go. Nvidia just sitting sideways since July. Yeah, you know, one of the craziest runs we've ever seen, right, since April. But I'm just saying, locally and lately, yeah, since July, same price. Unfortunately, this little local high here at 183, you're trading below it, and you're kind of testing it as resistance, aren't you? Right? They've been doing that too since really the 14th. You got to recapture 183.40. You can clearly see how important that level is, and it's correlating negatively. Sellers regarding it as resistance. So, and they only after they ran it up to hit the golden mean ratio. You can't make that up, dude. It's poetic. It's like a movie. What, they're topping out at the golden mean ratio? Yes. Earnings coming up. What day here? November 19th. You got a while. This one's a little out of sync. So we got time, man. We got like, what? A little less than a month. I'm in the chat. All right, let's go to Tesla. It was already down 0.8%. They rallied it into the close, which kind of was sus. It was like, oh, what? A bad macro day. And they're rallying it. I don't know about that. Obviously, everything's a coin flip and speculative, but you just kind of get a feel for like. I would have felt better about Tesla's earnings if they were dumping this into the close, and they didn't. They showed strength, and it's like, okay. So yeah, this thing was like kind of only down like 1.5 to 2% on the initial report, but something about the conference call. The bots, the algos freaking hated it, and now you're down 3.72%, which is off the lows. I mean, this thing was down almost 5%, or maybe even 5% at the low point, under 420. It's currently 422.78. Kind of crazy. When Tesla trades at 420, it was down 4.2%. That is mimetic as F. We got CPI on Friday. Look out. Look freaking out. All right, so that's Tesla. Bad day. 3.7% at least. It might get worse pre-market or not. Like, they could recover this thing. You're at a point where 3.7%, even 4%, it's not indicative of any sort of breakaway gap where it's like, this gap's not filling anytime soon. This is closer to a nothing burger gap. So that's good. That means this gap will probably fill soon, sooner rather than later. I think it's a big win because if our cost basis is in the low 300s, and Tesla, I think this is called surviving earnings. I mean, I know it sucks, to be down 3.7% after hours, but if you're above $400, who cares? Everything is really good above $400 on Tesla, so I'm not worried about a thing above 400. Like all the consolidation. You see this after hours trading above all the all-time highs from 2021? That's good enough for me for now. Even if you lost 400, you want to go fill a gap 368, 396, you're still probably going to put in a higher load than previous lows and run again, but it just might be way later than you would care. All right, Apple down 1.64%. Who cares? Made an all-time high yesterday and the day before. It's up 0.27% after hours. Just calm down, dude. It broke out. The macro sold off. This thing's most likely going to run to 285 in time, but we do have to worry about earnings October 30th, which is going to be Thursday of next week. So we'll keep that in mind. But dude, all this work just to make an all-time high, it's almost like it rejected it like Ethereum did. Remember? Ethereum's like, all-time highs, we're back, and it's over. It's literally over. One day, Ethereum makes all-time highs, and it took 4 years or whatever, and we never saw those levels again. And now we're like way off the highs and quite possibly poised to go to $3,000. Yikes, man. I hope Apple doesn't do that. Well, guess what? You're probably good because Apple has a working product and service that they're money-making machine. They're one of the most efficient money-making machines in the history of human civilization. So I wouldn't worry about a thing with Apple. I would definitely be worried about Ethereum. Sorry, pictures of potatoes and monkeys is not, and mistaking of scam coins is not really a viable way to make money. But who cares? Because there's no quarterly reports. There's no price to earnings. There's no earnings per coin, which isn't even a term because it's a joke. So yeah, have fun with your make-believe internet scam coins over really nice multi-trillion-dollar market cap assets like Apple. All right, Amazon was the worst gainer, or worst performer, excuse me, not the inverse gainer. They went and filled a gap. Who cares? Filled a gap and above 216. But if, we were talking about yesterday, things might be okay if the macro continues to flourish. But I'll just say, if you catch any follow through and we start falling below 216 tomorrow, we start losing that 200 moving average again, all of a sudden I'm going to be like, oh, it's like crypto, where, wow, oh my God, they're showing us like one low and one high and a second high locally, right? They're like, just like Bitcoin, here's a high, lower low, lower high. It's almost the same effing picture, isn't it? And they've already confirmed the top. These two highs are lower than the highest high, the completed bat. Don't you dare start losing 216. Otherwise, my tune is going to change real fast to we're screwed. So this better not be a lower high. This better just start rallying tomorrow. That's all I can say about Amazon. What are they eliminating? Like, how many people is Amazon going to be eliminating for robots now? It's like 10,000 plus people are getting laid off for automation. Should be good for the price of the stock. But all right, there's your Mag 7. Let's get IBM real quick. International Business Machines Corporation. It was looking real good. Cup with Hendelman. Cup with get wrecked on earnings, down 6.37%. What a trend, though, man. What a trend. My God, the M shapes. IBM, though, if you remember, most of y'all won't remember, this was an ancient thing we had identified a long time ago, back in the days of 2020 and 2019. The bullish Gartley. And then the higher lows came in after that. There's so much evidence in the Discord of this. And look what it's done since then. Godlike. Just absolutely incredible. 182, 215 were the hard targets, and now it's at 287. And this old channel we were in, you broke it, you back tested it. I mean, very, very strong. A hidden bullish divergence on the weekly here on the oscillators, and it rallied. But yeah, earnings, man, down 6%. Probably gonna not matter. Like, it's probably gonna be fine. They'll pivot it. It'll probably, whatever happens, tomorrow, it'll probably make a higher low than 236 and run again. But yeah, it does look like a couple with handle maybe. That was a really, really pretty shooting star. Learn your Japanese candlesticks. They're not always perfect, but my God, dude, to be able to identify a Japanese candlestick reversal pattern at a resistance is like sometimes can save you a lot of money. You see oh wow, they rejected they made an all-time high, but they rejected it, and now that pattern was painted. The next day you identify the follow through. Look what you got. Of course they started rallying it, but then earnings. So it's down, from the candle, the trader settling up, confirming the pattern itself, it's down 8.57%. That's pretty cool, to see. But that was there. What are you talking? Someone asked about Intel. What about it, man? Intel down 3%. Who cares, man? Down another 1%. It's all good, dude. They're up against some big supply line going back to 2021. Dude, after a run like that, off the Wyckoff accumulation, the catalyst, any pullback, it's fine. Who cares anyway? Because if you're above $34 to $36, you're golden. Any pullback, this is a breakaway gap. The volume and the price disparity, they're not filling this gap anytime soon. So any pullback is going to be a higher low than this $29 level. So not worried about it. Monthly is insane. It's absolute. The monthly on Intel is like, this is something that is an investment. You're holding it and it's an investment. Any pullbacks at this point are going to be buying opportunities long term. They could take this thing down to $25 and it's still incredible. People wouldn't even believe it though. It's the dragon, but it's not broken out, so it's a potential dragon. Crazy monthly on Intel, dude. Behemoth. All right, real quick. Halliburton. Remember we were talking about Halliburton. My God, man. What a couple pumps. Up 4.2%. Yeah, broke out. The channel. You broke key levels yesterday and today. Highest daily close since February. And man, my God, dude, above 2471. The sky's the limit on Halliburton. Jeez. Trend reversing. Hilton, I looked at Hilton. Hilton, my God, man. Wow. I mean, that is, you were, I mean, this is all-time highs up here, you know, 279. But you can see that resistance is up against that February high. So it's similar-ish to Meta. Nice bull flag. It didn't perform that great. It didn't quite hit 100% measured move. Probably hit a 60-70% of the way of the measured move. Cool. But now it's just sideways. Someone would be like, extended cup with Hendelman? Maybe. Marathon, Petroleum. My God, dude. Up 3%, up 0.77% after hours. Yeah, this thing's running away, but you got to be really, you got to understand, like, we're hitting 886 up here. It's a big old bear shark, maybe. So don't get too euphoric, because you just might be staring in the face of this. Sheesh. Valero, we knew was incredible. Back here at in May, remember that spring back test? And just, you know, sitting at old all-time highs levels, like levels you've not seen for 90+% of the existence of this asset. You know, it only saw it from March all the way to July 2024, and then it was gone. So, yeah, you're back in good spot. But at the same time, you have to keep in consideration that same type of W structure just identified in Marathon. You got to know that you've already reacted. Beautiful react. I mean, God, dude, it's such a perfect reaction at the 886. So, not much performance so far. Yeah, oil stocks did very well today, where most of the market did not do things well. Yeah, so for instance, we're talking about that the quantum bubble. Oh my God, look where they took QBTS, the Fibonacci extension. I mean, it's perfect. Dude, I plotted this a long time ago. 3618. That was it. And what kind of Japanese candlestick did you get? It was perfect. Hanging man. Follow through. It's been a red candle ever since the hanging man at the 3618. Shoot, dude. Netflix, remember, it had earnings yesterday. It was only down 6% yesterday. It caught fall, though. I wonder if Tesla does the same thing. But yeah, man, like, it looked okay. It was confirming bottom, but never made a higher high. So it was just way less than before. Like, that's what you have to take in consideration. The psychology of the buyers. Like, there's just that many less participants involved since June. And now it's marking down, hitting the 200-day simple moving average at the lows for the first freaking time. Oh my God. Since, I mean, pretty much October of 2023. I would say that's when you're below it. Whatever, if you're actually testing it, October 11th. So in 2 years, Netflix seeing that 200 moving average today. They almost saw it in April, but this is it, man. That is crazy. And you had the highest volume spike on Netflix really since October of last year. So 1 year highs on volume on the selling. So I don't know if we fill that gap. That's like a breakaway gap. That's pretty brutal. You could just hope that Tesla doesn't get follow through from its 3.6% drawdown after hours. Use hope. That's all. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Netflix has doubled the losses yesterday after hours than Tesla. So Netflix cooked. Lowest daily candle close confirmed since May. Nasty. Okay. RGTI, another one of those quantum stocks, and this was the hanging mans of all hanging frickin' mans. Lowest daily candle close since October 2nd. That's not a big deal, of course, because it's not much time, but since October 2nd, this asset went up 63% in 13 days. Unfathomable. It's all gone now. The month of October gains. Not even all, because you had October 2nd, where it was up 18.59%. So if you have another bad day like you had today, you might be able to wipe out October gains. Jeez. And then it's just a bunch of these like high flyer, micro caps, subsector,
Not
new
your
age,
kind of
new
stock,
wave
but analysis on
technologies.
dollar RAR, please. Making higher lows.
Thank you, dude. Like Rocket Lab, yeah, they're pulling the plug a little bit on these crazy runs that have just been going on and on and on. You have no idea how far these assets could fall if what we're seeing is going to continue. Yeah, only trading at the lowest price since October 7th. Not a big deal. NNE down 7.7%. Yeah, man, they like confirmed the top. My God, that channel's supply line ended up being like they up thrusted through it a couple times, but double tap, and now all the way back down to the old all-time high from June of last year. That's where you're at on NNE. My God, dude, MicroStrategy, they rugged it, dude. Whew, down 7%. Still waiting on an 886 here. But again, I wouldn't have any confidence that the 886 would hold at 258. MicroStrategy today put in its lowest daily candle close since April 10th. Not good. Very bad, boys, right? Bitcoin treasury companies, digital asset treasury companies, we talked about this past couple streams, have cost shareholders that have, right, participated in these, long in these assets, they've lost $17 billion collectively. So digital asset treasury companies definitely turned out to be a scam, at least for the year 2025. Scam. Yep, they made money off you, and that's it. So enjoy. And on and on and on it goes. Lots of red candles today across the market. All right, let's look at these requests. I'm hungry as F. Been live over an hour. If you're enjoying the live stream, the like button, the bell, the sub. Thanks for being here. And Jesus chimes because the daily candle closed in crypto. Hype in the chat. Let's see here. Let us see. How did everything conclude? Not good, man. Not good. Daily on Bitcoin. The bearish engulfing candle caught follow through with a lower close today than we saw yesterday. Another thing that's bad is the top of the inflection zone of 1085 was confirmed when it was support in September. It was resistance in June. It was resistance in December. It was resistance in January of this year. It was regarded as resistance. That's just what happened. You got another daily candle close below the 200 simple moving average. That sucks. That's not good. And again, I think with a candle like you saw, you have confirmed last points of supply. You just have. Like no matter what, like that's the way it is until buyers are recapturing 114 and 116. But even still, it doesn't even matter. So not good, man. I just like there's no reason in being optimistic on Bitcoin right now. And if you can't be optimistic on Bitcoin, you have to be bearish on crypto, which is everything that is not Bitcoin in this space. We recapture 109.308. Hey, man, let's go back to neutral for a little bit and just kind of be like, hey, we're safe for now, but they just might just paint another last point of supply. I mean, CZ and these goons, these scammer frauds, they might do the most stupid stuff ever because it's right. It's very early in the morning. CZ's awake over there on the other side of the world, plotting on how to liquidate you, how to scam you, how to grab a little bit more liquidity out of you before this whole thing goes to 100K. One little more rally back to 109.358, 111, 112. They might do that. So you can't trust it right now because of the data we are receiving. These arrows are pointing to the data. Ugh, gross. Ethereum. Checking out local on the 8th. Sorry, let me look on the leads. Okay, dude. Open the chat. Ethereum. I mean, a daily close below 39.50. You just gotta. It's a form of insurance. You just can't really want to own Ethereum below 39.50 due to the implications of 3,500 then 3,000. And we already talked about that wave structure in development. This is an active potential bearish wave structure until buyers take out the price of $4,100, $4,115. All right, so if you're just tuning in, I'll show you again. It's very bad. It's on Solana too. 1618 would be pretty amazing here. Got the XDA, the downtrend. The trend is your friend too in the situation, the bearish wave structure. So the XDA, the deep retrace on B, then the lower high on C, typically will manifest into a much lower price. So minimum though for a butterfly would be 3,300, but I think 1618 makes way more sense because it's like confluent kind of with key supports from history. Like there's a lack of liquidity below 3,500, so it's straight up, straight down historically almost every single time. So that would be a hard target, 3,000, if this is going to start rolling over. But again, Asia's awake. They typically do the inverse. They're day trading it. They're bots. Again, CZ, they're trying to get you to, they're trying to beckon you in to buy a little bit more so they can dump this thing. They're grabbing liquidity. They're still just grabbing excess liquidity right now by the looks of it with this data. Could be wrong, but right. I mean, you're just staring into the face of extremely bearish price action correlation to key levels. Solana is actually worse because there's not a controversy, because there's an 88% retrace on the B point. The XDA, the B 886, not 786, the lower high on C, and then the D 1618. And that C point is so profound because they bearishly back tested 198 perfectly as resistance. So yeah, good luck, man. Yeah, have fun trying to buy tonight with Asia. Good luck, dude. Oh, we're seeing a green candle. Dude, they're going to do it. Nah. You cannot trust this market. I'm telling you, dude. The exchange, Binance, that whole team, they prove crypto is... We always knew. We always called them beanie babies for fun and memes, but they really showed how fraudulent this entire space is. We always knew that, though, but my God, we just didn't know how fraudulent it was. And them doing something like that is just, it's going to take a very, very long time for any sort of confidence to be reestablished in crypto. So it's like, why do you want to own crypto in that environment? After the largest liquidation event in crypto history, there's not going to be any new people at all anywhere that are going to be buying crypto. And in fact, like the only money that was coming into the space of crypto was institutions buying Bitcoin, maybe a little Ethereum. It wasn't retail ever. So all the institutional flows going into Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum a little bit, while all the cryptos that you love, your favorite beanie babies, same price they were 7 years ago. They just never caught the ride. And now look at them, trading at the same price 7 years ago or lower. Yeah. So Bitcoin goes to 102, man. You just wrap it up. These alts are effed. And I think Cardano might be a good short, given enough time below levels. Below 69 cents is a no-brainer short. All the way to 50 cents. So like if you stay where you are now, or I mean like if you stay below 69 cents given enough time, they might, dude, they're really good at trying to induce buying. Buyer induction rallies. That's what these little, like that yesterday, that little pump and dump was a liquidity grab, a buyer inducing rally to get the dumbest money to buy that so they can offload at higher prices. And look at the price now. It's all given back. And that high is lower than the previous high. So you got like 18% minimum downside on Cardano given enough time below 69 cents. Just like, you're either cash or you're short crypto. To be long, I mean, dude, of course anything can happen, man. Nothing's certain, but it just, the way the price action's presenting itself, I just don't know what the technical argument would be for being long crypto in general. Cadena Cardano, yeah. Well, either way, Chip Flipper. Either way. Hey, what's up, Scott Carney? Said Scott said Cardano to 30. Dude, absolutely. We just go one at a time. I mean, a price objective one. I mean, just being right conservative. 50, 46, 41. They're all just levels. And then he's saying 30 for a type 2 return on the weekly of this big shark probably. But wait, they already type 2'd, Scott. They already type 2'd with the liquidation event on Binance. But wait, this week doesn't exist anywhere else. So, yeah, man, it's like the trend's already, you've been in a downtrend throughout 2025 anyway. So, yeah, I mean, just good luck. Oh, they're running. They always do this. They literally always try to rally this when the Asia session's open. Oh my God, it's up, man. We're up $5 on Ethereum. Good luck. All right, let's get these requests going. Sorry. All right, there weren't too many, so we're just doing the local on the 8s. Total obviously closed below the key inflection zone for sure. And you just can't care about crypto till they recapture 3.67. But in fact, they need to make prices above 3.8 because they can put in another lower high and do buying. Because that's what they do, man. They try to get you to buy in these conditions. I'm not afraid anymore. Arkit Quantum Incorporated. So it's Quantum and got wrecked. Yeah. Oh, dude. These are just ones where... What'd you say on the requests, kind sir? Refilled some Saudi Quantum, 33.69. Take gander, please. Way too dank. I'm sorry, sir, but there is no reason to own this asset in any way below $40. None. You have massive downside potential. Like $26 is your target. I wouldn't buy this. Quantum bubble kind of deflating a lot, but you're just, again, to lose this zone, there's just nothing to do until some mega structure develops. Like you're catching a falling knife buying today at those lows. Congrats on being up $2, but yeah, I mean, again, you're looking at kind of maybe a cup with handle that played out but didn't perform that great. It's already over. Maybe you look at it like a shark and it's like a type 2 return, harmonic optimum price here, one high and the second high. You could see it like that. I don't think it's a good time to be buying quantum computing. You had many months, year plus to buy though. And it's, wow, April was a great double bottom at key inflection zone. That's nice. But yeah, again, swing trader mode, like I don't see anything that really, look, you're impulsing down. So there's no formal structure that implies anything. You don't have an edge here. You're just kind of randomly longing an impulse down and losing key levels to recapture $41. Now, if something happens where they 886 this, and they run it and they recapture, reconfirm, hey man, that might be something to think about because it's easy to manage your risk, right? Tight stop. You have a reaccumulation argument. You're above the level, but until that's like what you would want if you wanted to play this. I think if you wanted really long strategically and you had an edge, spring back test. But yeah, whatever. It's down 9%. Yikes. Quantum dumping. All right, next one was Charles Gnarly. I mean, Cardano short, dude. As long as it stays below that one level we were looking at. Coin for Infinite Paradox. What's up, dude? Yeah. Such a lack of demand on coin that they just like couldn't test 409 again. It's a weekly level. Risk management wise, strategizing, I guess your stop loss would be maybe above 348 or 340 if you were, and it almost looks like they attempted a rally and they failed and you're rolling over, and the bad action magnet move is going to be like 295, 292. If they lose that high probability, you're at least going to 217. Then you might end up at 178 for an M shape, right? You think about this as like a bearish dragon pattern in a way. Like here's the, you see that? And the incomplete dragon, or the incomplete bat. This is a bat pattern potentially, but it's just a dragon pattern right now. It's the dragon, right? They broke the supply line today. So it's like kind of a confirmed dragon. And you're, you know, again, like a good target's like a 618786 for a dragon. So and there's a lot of support resistance though. So you got that going for you at least. But yeah, it doesn't look great. Doesn't look great, man. And if you lose 291, you're cooked. It's a dragon. Yeah, good old General Motors was crazy. It's even crazier today. You know, today traders settled up, had another all-time high as a record close. Yesterday was a record close as well on a good earnings, and it's been uptrending and all that. But that's it. I mean, what do you know? You requested it. My thoughts are, if it was to continue, if you were going to go into price discovery, which we don't really know, 78.50 is your first target in price discovery. But as it stands now, you're just up against the 100% retrace from January 2022. So multi-year highs, all-time highs on closes, and that's it. I mean, impulsing, kind of awesome. We had identified a bullish dragon pattern here, saw a right shoulder, I mean, which isn't really a big deal. It was first identified like that. It's the dragon. And the dragon tail continuing. So it's like the inverse is, you know, you kind of got coin doing the inverse. So it's a higher low dragon, but yep. All-time highs, good earnings, inverse Tesla, that's for sure. GM has a big stake in LAC, really? That's pretty cool. That's good for the long-term LAC. All right, yeah, so you just got more of the same, man. Like, yeah, like they just... I think it might be getting weaker now. I think you might be in trouble a little bit. Like, they couldn't fill the gap. It's unbelievable. There was such a lack of demand that the gap fill at 28.50 couldn't be filled, and they've rolled over, and now you're just back at this inflection zone where you would think that, like, we should be good now with type 1 and type 2, but it's just extending on. I mean, you might be looking at you might actually be looking at a harmonic dud soon enough. Yeah, really disappointing here. I mean, you gotta be like out of this thing below 21 bucks, 21.50. In fact, like, I'm pretty unimpressed with this below $23 now. Below the 200 moving average again. They're really struggling here, right? After the craziness we had last summer, remember Reddit and dude, oh my god, like the M shape completes even, but the top of the M shape's like way lower than this high, and then you had a squeeze off the nice type 1, you know, to 36 bucks, and then it rolled over immediately. You know, it's crazy. This red candle, you know why it dumped like this? Because they announced that they held Bitcoin in their reserves. I'm not even kidding, and it was over. And so the most recent event was nothing after that gap down, and they ran it, couldn't fill the gap, and now it's rolling over again. I'm starting to lose confidence in GME here. But yeah, maybe they pivoted here. Like, hey, if it pivots right now, tomorrow, we might be okay. But I'm just starting to look more and more like it could be dudding out. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh, man. Disappointing. Trading at the same price as friggin' trading at February 2022. Great. Look what just happened on the 4 hour. You won't even believe it. I mean, they virtually went up to 107.9 and like tested as resistance, and that's it. It's like, dude, better be careful in crypto. Be real careful. Remember, just never forget the data pieces. The lower high test, back tested 200 on the 4 hour. The lower low, the liquidity grab, another like last one to supply, and another one. And here you are just sitting back at like doom. You're looking at doom. To lose this, it's going to be $100,000 Bitcoin, and crypto is going to be down collectively 10+% or more. GME, thanks again, Carl, man. And then last request seems like is for Johnny Barnes. What's up, dudes? Thank you, man, for contributing to the stream. The Glimpse Group Incorporated. Oh, it's interesting-ish structure. But at the same time, looks can be deceiving because of the most recent price action being like, I think you're receiving here. Okay, so you can see clearly, I don't think anyone in the world would argue with the validity of 166 to 173 as a support resistance, right? I think that's just, it's so real. You had those reversals back then you had them testing as support for a little bit, and then it flipped resistance and it rolled over. And they just started to test and test and test, and higher lows coming in every time. But more recently, I'm kind of like, it probably, I would have been a lot more excited about it at the beginning of the month, but now I'm less excited about it because these buyers have done everything they possibly could to absorb supply here. But now look at this most recent price action you're getting. Like they're failing, or they're up thrusting, they're successful, dude. They're doing it, man. September 29th. Then they failed. Then they did it again and they failed. And then again, and look where traders are beginning to settle up now, like substantially lower than they were locally. And you're just, you know, still making kind of higher lows. And again, they're testing maybe the top or the bottom of the inflection zone, but maybe not. Maybe there's such a lack of demand they couldn't even test that zone again. And that's why I get it though. It's like a perfect kind of ascending triangle maybe, but someone could easily be like, bro, it's more like a rising wedge because it's slightly up sloping supply line. Something like that. But yeah, it's like they're trying to absorb supply, but they're failing. And if you're failing so much like this, that's why like longing at resistance is why it's like the worst thing you could possibly ever do, because you could be longing into a situation where there's literally zero upside potential, zero. And they have failed now. And it's confirmed that they have failed. And it's confirmed there's less than before locally after the failures. So that's why it's concerning to me. I don't want to throw water on the party or anything. In fact, I don't really know what's the big support going to be. I mean, maybe just the local previous lows, right here. I think 125 might be on deck if they're going to fail like that. But yeah, you've been trending well. Everything's been good. But you can't really be excited about VRAR until they break 173. I think until they break it and then they reconfirm it as support. And then you're able to manage risk effortlessly. And your upside potential is massive. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's a very tough chart. Because my God, how long they've been trying since the beginning of June to break this level, and they literally can't. And now they're proving that they're kind of getting weaker here. So it went from like, man, this is getting real bullish to maybe more neutral now. You got to be a little bit more cautious with this most recent price action. But if they ever break 173 and it closes and it holds, then we're good. VRA, there you go, dude. Dude, Bitcoin's up $3 and $2.50, bro. Come on, man. Bro, look at total. I'm just telling you, dude. There's just zero reason to own below 3.62, 3.67. There's zero reason to own with two local lower highs after lower lows than previous lows. You're just asking to lose ridiculous amounts of money below this level. Above it, let's reconvene. Let's talk about it. It could be a piece of data that could change everything. Like, data dictates how we think about these assets. The data so far is, I'll just conceptualize it in one sound bit. I think you all know what it's going to be. Here it is. Pause the music. It's even audible.
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
Sit, dude. That's it.
There's bears out here.
You should leave immediately.
When I was young, he told my girl cousins I would never be a varsity athlete, and frankly, that was a tremendous blow to my self-esteem.
Yeah, dude. Well, there you go. Self-esteem destroyed for crypto. You can thank these frauds at Binance for that. Sorry, crypto sucks, chat. I'm never happy about discussing the situation when it's like this. I hate it, man. I want the scam coins to pump to. I want them to present the most incredible patterns like they had in the past 8 years. There was enough liquidity for most of the time of my streaming career for a lot of these really well-developed M shapes and bottoming structures to rally and to be tradable and to make good profit. You no longer have that. The market is it's stretched thin like butter across a piece of toast, right? Like Bilbo would say to Gandalf, Ullerin. Yes, stretched thin. Too many S coins. The Zoomers came into the market and just started like creating bots that would just make thousands of scam coins every day, and that did it, man. That Solana stuff, and then you got Haktua Girl, you know, then you got Trump and Melania coin, that all that stuff, bad actors, that's bad stuff. Then you got BNB. Oh yeah, I mean, what you think? CZ and the Binance goons, they were certainly influenced by leadership in this space, which is the the leader of the free world. Oh yeah, crime's legal. Hold my beer. And now the market's dead. Crypto's dead. You'll see though. You will see. Like, you don't come back from what we just saw. There's no more trust. Like, the people that were like responsibly 2-time levered with stop losses were set up, they were destroyed. Like, that will make someone question their lives. Like, what have I been doing for the past 8 years in this space? People will leave that were trading and doing all these things, and they will never come back. And the unsuspecting victims aren't going to have enough capital to do anything to make this market work anymore. So good luck. Retail's not coming back. No one. And guess what? The institutions never entered the crypto altcoin space. Yes, the inflows came to Bitcoin and some Ethereum, but it never came into the joke scam coin market, okay? At all. All right, chat. Well, thank you all for coming out. Appreciate the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. We'll reconvene. Look, dude, it's all about the data. And if we gain data that buyers are recapturing 109, 358, 112, they're recapturing the previous last points of supply, 114, 116. Dude, our entire opinion could change on Bitcoin, what's happening. But for now, with the data that presents itself today, October 21st, 22nd, it's bad. It just is. And look, dude, I hope more than anyone, new data comes in so we can change our opinion and we can feel safe again. But until then, respect the TA. I have no idea what just happened. Whoops. Okay, later, guys.